So we've looked at what are the essential components of a strategy. Now let's get to the important bit, which is specific trading strategies that I and other traders, hedge fund managers, private investors like you actually deploy. And what I've done with the strategies that I'm going to describe is, first of all, explain their level of difficulty. And in this case, it's 1, which means it's relatively easy. Whereas 3 is the most difficult. And frequency. 1 means relatively infrequent. 3 means very frequent. Well, 2 means moderately frequent that you can deploy the strategy. Frequency at which these strategies can be used is important because you don't want something which only appears once a blue moon. Equally, many of you won't want something which appears every few seconds because you'll be busy doing other things. So this has got a good frequency about it in terms of how often it can be deployed, regardless of time scale you're looking at, whether it's on a 1-minute bar chart or a 1-day bar chart. I said it's pretty easy to follow, and that's good news for us. So let me just give you the introduction and the learning objectives of this module as a whole. What we're going to see here is, first of all, what is this strategy? Obviously, I'm going to explain how do we know when to enter, when to exit. Those are the most important parts of any strategy. How do we professionally determine our reward, our take profit level, as it were? And then I will move on to how do we professionally determine our risk? What do the professionals do so they know, okay, this is the risk I'm taking? And how do we determine the exact balance between risk and reward and how much money to put on a particular trade? That's incredibly important. And finally, how do we increase our wins so that we're winning more often? Now, these are the essential components actually of any strategy, but obviously with each strategy we go through, we'll have to cover each of these points. They sound complicated, they're not, they're very straightforward. And actually, once you get used to it, you will be able to do it at the snap of your fingers. You'll just be able to look at charts and say, right, bang, this is where I'm going to enter. I'll put a stop loss. I will exit at a loss. This is where I'll take profit. This is how much I'll bet, and so on. So it's relatively straightforward once you get the hang of it.